Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video we are going to be reviewing the ColourPop Honey Yellow Monochromatic Eyeshadow Palette. This is a new addition to the monochromatic family. I am dressed in theme for today's video. I have my yellow top. Half of my nails are kind of yellow, but in today's video I'll be sharing my thoughts on the eyeshadow palette as well as some comparisons and some swatches, and then towards the end of the video you guys will obviously see my 3 looks using the one palette. So if you guys are interested in all of that, then just continue watching. To get started with the video, let's start off with some product info. This is the new addition to the monochromatic family, the yellow palette. It comes with 9 eyeshadows, 5 of them being matte, 3 of them being metallic, and 1 of them being a pressed glitter. This is $12 US and you do get a mirror inside the palette as well. I do want to mention that the pressed glitter in this palette is already existing, so you can buy it in a little tub if you like, but everything else is new to ColourPop. With that being said, let's just jump straight into my review. You guys know I love the pressed formula from ColourPop. Their eyeshadows are one of my favorite formulas to work with. As always, I'm not going to talk too much about the formula just because you guys know how much I love it. I love the pressed glitter, I love the metallics, I love the mattes. So like I mentioned before, there are 5 mattes, 3 metallics, and 1 glitter. Typically when I hear that, I would think that's a pretty good like range of finishes. But within that, you have to think the 5 mattes have to be like important mattes, you know? And when I look at this palette and when I was creating my look, a lot of the mattes in here are very light, but almost not even to like a medium tone. So if you want to create depth in a look, it's very hard to do that. And I feel like on my skin tone, especially just because I'm already so golden, like I have a yellow underbase, these just kind of looks very similar on my eyes. For each 3 looks, I used a different transition shadow, but at the end result, they all looked kind of the same. If you are just using this palette alone, you can't really create something very smoky and very glam. All the looks that I created, I feel are very natural and very soft and subtle, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but the versatility in this palette, I feel like it's not there. I wish there was like at least a medium brown, and I know that would defeat the whole purpose of it being a yellow palette. So to some people that might not be a con, but to me it is kind of a con, just because when I create a look, I usually only stick to 1 palette. Like I would rely on 1 palette to give me everything that I need. And from this palette with the mattes, you really don't get a lot. I really wanted to create a yellow half cut crease, but I couldn't do that just because there's no dark shades in here to help me achieve that. But on the other end, a pro about this palette is that this palette is truly yellow. Like the underbase, in the metallics, in the mattes are all very yellow. With the metallics, I thought I would be able to find a couple of dupes for you guys, but when I was swatching them, 2 shades that I thought would be comparisons, it was completely different. A lot of the golds that we have seen from ColourPop have been very copper and very orange based. If you are very fair, I think this will look amazing on you. I think the yellows will look very bright and vibrant, but because I'm more on like a light to medium with a yellow undertone, it just kind of blends into my skin. And if you have a darker skin tone, personally I don't know how well this is going, the mattes especially are gonna like appear on you. Maybe like the brighter yellows maybe, but these like lighter transitions, I don't know, it might just blend out into your skin. Although the metallics are pretty, I don't know if that's worth it to buy the whole palette just for the metallics. So to be honest, out of all of the monochromatic palettes, this will probably be my least favorite one, just because with all the other monochromatic palettes, there were like dark shades, light shades, medium shades, and there were shades that you could just create multiple looks with. Soft looks, very dark and grungy, smoky looks. There was just it all in a 9-pan palette, you know what I mean? So that is just my personal opinion. I don't hate this palette. Like I'm glad that I have this yellow palette to have on hand. Like that's what I love about this whole monochromatic palettes that they have been releasing, is that if you need a certain shade and you don't have it in other neutral palettes, you have these palettes to go to, you know what I mean? And just keeping this in your drawer, you know what's inside. I personally like the idea of it, and I will definitely use it when I need yellow shadows. I did want to mention that with my comparisons, you will see that I don't really have a lot of comparisons, so that is a good thing. It shows that this palette is very unique, that this palette was filling a gap in ColourPop's shadow family, which is good. So that being said, some of these shadows are pretty unique. I couldn't find exact dupes, but there are some comparisons. I just wanted to mention that before I leave. So now we can move on to the swatches, comparisons, and my 3 looks, and I'll see you guys at the outro. To get started with the first look, I'm going to take the shade Buzzkill and I'm going to apply this all over my lid space. I'm going to first pack this on and then I will blend it up towards my crease area just to get a very diffused look. This is the only shadow that's actually going to be on our lid space, so it's literally just going to be a wash of color just to add a little bit of dimension to the eye. I'm also going to take this onto my lower lash line as well, just washing that from the outer corner to the inner corner, making the top and bottom look even and proportioned. I'm then going to take the shade Sweet Spot and I'm going to apply this right into the inner corner of my eyes, just like an inner corner highlight, but we are using a bright matte yellow. And this is a trend that I have been seeing going around. I've done this multiple times with a lot of the monochromatic palettes, so I thought I would do one for yellow, just because I feel like yellow is probably the most easiest one to pull off because it almost looks gold. I'm gonna move on to the shade Sunburst, putting that right at the innermost of my inner corner. We don't want to overtake Sweet Spot. I feel like putting Sunburst on top of like a matte yellow, it really gives it a good base for it to really shine through. Sunburst is actually a very pretty color. It actually has a lot of like green, blue little glitters in it, like glitter reflex. I'm then taking my ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Overboard. I'm going to use this to tightline my upper lash line and also line my upper lash line as well. Because this look is a lot more neutral and more soft and subtle, I thought a brown would be the most appropriate. And also Overboard is a metallic creme gel liner, so it's going to give a little bit of like shimmer to the eye. I will also take my brush just to blend out the eyeliner as well to diffuse it into Buzzkill. Taking another ColourPop Creme Gel Liner, but this time in the shade Punch, I'm going to use this to tightline my bottom waterline. Using Punch in my bottom waterline really brings the yellow inner corner out. I feel like it just ties the whole look together. Very monochromatic, which I love. And for my mascara today, I'll be using the ColourPop BFF mascara in the shade Brownie Points. Again, I wanted to use a brown to make it a little bit more soft. I feel like black would have been too harsh for this look. You definitely can use a black mascara or you can use falsies if you want. I did want to create a look that didn't involve falsies. I wanted to make a look that was very wearable and still like everyday kind of friendly, because a lot of you guys do request for these kinds of looks. So hopefully this look was okay for you. Alright guys, so this is going to complete the first look. For my lip pairing, I decided to go with the Ultra Blotted Lip in the shade Scenic Route. Because I want the main focus to be on the eyes, I just chose a lip color that's very neutral, very similar to my actual lip color. I hope you guys enjoyed this first look. It's very easy to do, but because of the pop of colors, it seems like you put a lot of effort into it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this look as well. Getting started with the second look, I'm going to be taking the Shadow Stinger, and this is going to be our transition shadow. I'm just going to place that straight into my crease using windshield wiping motions to get a really good blend out of this shade, because you do have to pack this on a little bit. Next, I'm taking the shade Sweet Spot and I'm gonna put this directly onto my lid space. I'm going to pack on the color there first just because I really want a strong yellow base all over my eyes. So I'm gonna pack it on to my lid space first and then I'll blend it up towards my crease area to the transition shadow. Next, I'm taking Oh Behave and I'm doing exactly the same thing. Because I want such a strong yellow base, I feel like I really need to pack on a lot of yellows just because all of the mattes in here are very light to medium tones. So to achieve that, I'm just like packing on as many yellow mattes as I can. I'm also gonna bring that onto my lower lash line as well just to get a good wash. Now I'm taking the shade Palooza. This is the pressed glitter in the palette. I'm pretty much just gonna pack that all over my lid space, around the outer corners and around the edges. I'm gonna diffuse it out by patting it out. But because Palooza, it's more of like a chunkier glitter, it has a lot of sparse areas. So I took a bit of danTI, which is right next to it, and I kind of mixed the two together, and I used danTI more of as a metallic base for Palooza to go on top, and the combo together looks amazing. I then took the ColourPop BFF Creme Gel Liner in the shade Punch, and I'm going to use this to tightline my entire bottom waterline. I will also be taking the ColourPop BFF Mascara in the shade Yellow Goodbye, and I'm going to use this to coat my lower lashes. Just to pull the whole entire monochromatic look together, I'm just using literally everything yellow in my collection. So this, guys, completes the second look. For my lashes, I am wearing the iconic lights from House of Lashes. For my final lip pairing, I decided to go with the Dear Dahlia Paradise Blooming Balm in the shade Fantasy. I also added a wing liner off camera, and I kind of just smudged out the edges to make it a little bit more diffuse. But I hope you guys enjoyed this monochromatic glitter yellow smoky eye. It's just very fun, very vibrant. I love it, and I hope you guys like it too. To get started with the final look, I'm going to take the shade Totally Buggin', and this is going to be my transition shadow. I'm just going to place that straight into my crease using windshield wiping motions. Just like the other looks, we're doing exactly the same thing and nothing new here. You guys see me do this multiple times. I'm then going to take the shade Buzzkill, and I'm going to use this to deepen out the outer corners. Now this shade is not dark at all, but I would say out of the whole palette, this is probably the darkest shade. And it's a different tone as well. It's more of like a cool tone mustard brown. So it's going to add a bit of dimension to the eyes, and I'm going to take what I can get with this palette. So I'm going to place this right at the outer corner of my eye, and I'm also going to bring this onto my lower lash line as well. You really do need to pack this color on. It is a shade that you do need to build up for it to show on your skin, well, especially on my skin tone. Just take your time with that, you will eventually get there. Now I'll be using the shade Queen Bee, and I'm going to apply this at the inner third of my lid space. I am not using this shadow wet just because I want it to be more glittery rather than more metallic, because I want this to be very diffuse. I'm going to like almost drag it in towards the inner corners even. Around the crease area, I'm really going to diffuse it out by fluffing it around. I'll also take like a smaller brush to help me with that. I just want it to be very diffused, you know, I don't want it to be like a cut crease or anything. So I'm really blowing this shadow out, and it's a very, very beautiful shade. And lastly, I'm going to take the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Dirty Talk, and I'm going to use this to tightline my entire bottom waterline. And this, guys, is the final look completed. That was literally 3 to 4 steps for this eye look, but you look super glam. For my lashes, I am wearing the Natalia Lights from House of Lashes. And for my lip pairing, I'm wearing the Velvet Blur Luxe Lipstick in K-Bop as my lip color. And this is just the ultimate summer vibe. It is super easy to achieve, but you do look super glam with a good bold lip and some lashes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this final look. Alright guys, so this is going to complete today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give the video a thumbs up for me. I would appreciate it so much if you did. Don't forget to let me know your favorite look in the comments down below. For all of you guys that have been requesting for more natural and easier makeup looks, here you go. I feel like with all 3 looks, they were very, very simple, like literally 3 steps in each look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!